Hello everyone, I'm Ishani, design team member at Craft Angles. Are you new to card making and wondering what are clean and simple cards? Or are you someone who struggles with when to stop adding to a card? If you're saying yes, then this video is definitely for you. If you follow me on social media, you know I love clean and simple cards. And today I'll tell you how I design my cards and give few tips along the way as I create. Everyone has their way of making clean and simple cards, but there are few rules which I try to follow or at least have it in my mind when I design my cards. Today I'm showing you 3 cards and talking about these rules and how they help you design your cards. The most accepted definition of clean and simple is empty, non-patterned, white space with a focal point and limited layers. On these cards, I don't have the whole card panel covered, but the designs and the scenes are at a definite place, which makes it the focal point of the card. You must have heard about the rule of thirds. So for clean and simple cards, we try to use 1/3 of our area. On this card here, everything is in the center. On this, we have everything at the corner. And for this, on the edge of the card. Also, when we speak of white space, it doesn't have to be white in color. It can be any color. It just has to be empty space, like for this blue card. Everything is on the right edge. You can have your design on any of the 4 sides of the cards. I'll show you a few more examples. Like I have this card which covers the left edge of the card. It has color, texture, but majorly it is clean and simple and easy to recreate. Then on this card I have the design at the bottom of the card. And here I have my little scene on the topmost edge. Clean and simple is also minimalism, where we give intentional importance to the things we want to get the focus to and remove the things that distract us from it, hence keeping the cards clean. Like for these cards, my focus is at a corner. I have this card and these two with the design at the corner of a card. And then there are these examples where I have grouped my elements in the center to bring the focus to one point. I hope this has helped you understand a little about designing. Now let's see how we can implement these rules as we make the cards and also play with some techniques. For my cards today, I'm going to use a stamp set called Rain or Shine by Craft Angles, and I'll be doing some coloring on Strathmore Bristol paper. I usually take the amount of paper required for my card and then keep the rest of the pieces inside the pad so that the next time when I need paper, I may use the scraps for the next project. I'm using this paper as I plan to do all the coloring with water-based markers, Zig Clean color brush pens. I will also be doing an evergreen technique paper piecing with this pattern paper called Super Kids by Craft Angles. I start with stamping my cute chick in the umbrella on the paper. And I use the same stamp to stamp the umbrella part on the Craft Angles pattern paper. And then I cut the pattern paper in a way that only the umbrella is cut out so that I can later paper piece it on my stamped image. I'll be doing some zig coloring because it's one of the easy methods of watercoloring. I'm going to speed it up. I kept my color palette to primary colors as I plan to give blue on my background. So my background will be blue, the chick is yellow and the umbrella is red. For such places where it gets difficult for scissors to reach without bending paper, I use a craft knife. I go ahead and adhere my umbrella and color the handle. And also to give some interest to the umbrella, I take a dark red pencil and create some depth. And like always, I take a black pen and go around the edges of my cutout image. Next, for the background, I plan to do some alcohol ink technique, and Craft Angles has a special paper which is non-porous and waterproof and perfect for all kind of alcohol inks. And though I would have loved to use this, I will have to wait for another time because I also wanted to show you that dual texture paper by Craft Angles is perfect for light alcohol ink techniques too. I have a top folding note card from dual texture paper and I'm going to put some blending solution first on the corner and then I drop some blues. I'm just experimenting, and as I do so, I get some extra splatters that I try to remove with blending solution, but I need to cover them up when I'm planning how to arrange my cute chick image. So you can always experiment as you're making a card, also covering up your mistakes and hope it works. As I plan to cover the other splatter, I take the sentiment, I love you rain or shine, and take a scrap of white paper on which I'm going to stamp the sentiment with black ink. I check the size and I cut the excess paper with a craft knife. And to finish my card, I mount my cute chick on 3D foam tape and also adhere my sentiment with the foam tape covering my splatter. And here we have a clean and simple card where the design is focused on one of the corners. So you see, you can have a clean and simple card and pack your card with techniques like we did alcohol ink background and paper piecing for this cute card. For the next card, I'm using this little chick with an umbrella, and I'm going to do the same as I did for the previous card, stamp it on Strathmore Bristol paper, and the way I colored my previous image, I'm going to color the same with zig markers. But for this, I'm not going to do any paper piecing. And as I'm coloring it red, I realize both my cards have red umbrellas, and I should have thought a little differently. But I think the color wheel in my head told me that because I wanted it to have a little scene and everything in the background would mostly be in blue, I automatically chose the color red, yellow and blue. In this case also, I may say they are the primary colors, but also notice that they make a triad. These are the colors which are equally spaced from each other on the color wheel. For making my background scene, I am using circle masking stencil by Craft Angles, and I have taken the mid-size circle and adhere it to my dual textured cardstock which I have made into a note card. This paper is also perfect for doing ink blending, and you will see as I blend how effortlessly the blending occurs. I take a stencil which makes a little hill, and then I mask the hill and blend different blues. First lighter blue and then a darker blue for my sky. And now that I have my scene ready, I plan to add some clouds. If I place my elements outside the circle, it just adds more interest. So I stamp my clouds a little outside of the circle. And for the raindrops, I apply water on the stamp. And as I have also used Distress Oxide, it will take off some color and look like light raindrops. I take a white pen and add white dots for my chick size. And now that I plan to stamp my sentiment, I realize that I can make a little puddle, for which I take a fine liner and draw a small puddle and color with zig markers on the same dual texture paper. So you see, this paper is good for ink blending, for alcohol ink backgrounds, even for Copic markers, and works wonderfully well with zig markers too. I stamp my sentiment with the black ink and mount my chick with the umbrella over the puddle with foam tape. And here is another clean and simple card, different from the previous one, including different techniques like ink blending, water stamping, and adding your own hand-drawn image for this adorable card. For the last card, I have not chosen a critter, but just the simple umbrella. And I was inspired by the sentiment in the set and thought, why not make a Get Well Soon card? I do the same, stamping and coloring with zig markers for my umbrella and cut it out. And talking about a colored paper, white space means empty space, and you can have any color cardstock as your white space. This one is a very quick and simple card. I apply anti-static powder and stamp my clouds, raindrops and sentiment with Versamark ink and emboss it with white embossing powder. Then I take my umbrella and adhere it with glue on my card. So essentially, if I had used a white colored cardstock and stamped everything on it, it would have been a one-layer card. Because I have stuck a cutout umbrella and stuck on it, it is no more a one-layer card. And also I wanted to use this lovely drops by Craft Angles in clear quartz that mimic raindrops. And that would have defied the rules of a one-layer card. This way you can make many cards at a time, as these are very quick to make and take Just some time in your mind perhaps, but very easy to recreate. Let's go over again through the points to remember while making a clean and simple card. First, remember to have a lot of white space. Second is the rule of thirds, so that we have the elements grouped together. And third is going minimalistic and have one focal point. There are always more points to keep in mind, like how to create scene, choosing colors, etc. But that's for another time, though I've touched them here. Let me know in the comments below what are your rules to follow while making clean and simple cards. Don't forget to see my previous videos for more ideas on card making, and if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more creative ideas for your paper crafts. Thank you for watching, stay safe and happy crafting. Bye bye.